What's going on, guys? What's cracking? Today is a good day because I finally have the garage doors open because it's warm. It is 74 degrees here in Pennsylvania right now. Couldn't be any happier about that. And couldn't be any happier about all of this. So let's go ahead. I'm just gonna dive into it. Like, I got all this stuff in the mail. Let's just show you what I got here. So first up here, guys, I actually got a t-shirt from James Kim. He had a leftover TX2K18 shirt. I was like, bro, let me get that. Let me get that thing. So got this from him, and it is freaking sweet. Never got a TX2K shirt. I need to get a Texas 2K19 shirt. It sucks because if you're not at the event, you can't buy one. So I was fortunate enough that he had one of these left over, so I could snag one. The other thing here is, let's go ahead and move this over here, is this turbo boost leak tester. Now I'm going to get into this a little bit more once that day comes where I actually have to do the leak down test when this is all buttoned up and done. But Boost Leak Testers was nice enough to send me their 4-inch, and I believe this is a 3-inch coupler for a turbo setup, so I can actually do a leak down. I actually have his original that he made years ago. I think it's, here it is, right here, and it's just a PVC setup. And I've owned this for goodness gracious 6 years, maybe even longer, and this actually worked just fine too, but he now has this nice billet version of it. Instead of using that just a PVC pipe, he has this billet cap, and then it actually comes with a, let's see if I can get it out, brand new gauge you put into it. You got all the parts, you got the air inlet here, and then you put this all together. Comes with the V-band clamps, which I like that too. I shouldn't say V-band clamps, the T-bolt clamps, so you can clamp it all together. It's a pretty nice little setup here, and they don't use like crappy couplers. It's pretty neat. Like the fact that he even has his little name on it too, Turbo Boost Leak Testers. But this is awesome. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for that. I can't wait to use this to actually test the car. Night Run Garage, being the guys they are, they decided to send me, because they saw my battery setup was a little janky, they decided to send me this, which inside of this is an actual OEM bolt. This actually goes here. I'm not sure if it's for, I think it's, is it for one of these? I think it goes here. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure it goes right here. So you get rid of this aftermarket one, which I have 2 aftermarket ones on it, and I guess they just look janky, and I think that's a sign. He's telling me, Ryan, your shit looks janky. Why are you using janky shit? Well, I'm sorry. So he's hooking a brother up, fixing it. I didn't know they made like actual terminal assemblies you could still buy, so that's pretty cool. There's the part number, guys, if you're looking for one. But Night Run Garage, thank you guys so much. I love getting little stuff like this, and I love their decals. They have the coolest logo, which I have right up here. Everyone that's helped me out, I always throw their stuff up there. I always appreciate the support. And then lastly here, well, actually I have one more after this. Superclass was actually nice enough to send me a new shift lever cup. I'll get to show you guys a little bit more of this here in a second as my neighbor walks over. What I'm gonna do with this is it goes inside the shift lever area, and it kind of goes in detail. I'll show you guys more here later. So what this is, guys, sorry there, I got cut off. This is actually a shifter ball cup. It actually sits down in there. It's for the shifter lever. If you guys ever seen the actual shifter for the MR2 here, it's just like an open design, so your lever actually pulls up and out, which is really dumb. This actually makes it like a cup and actually encompasses it, so it can't lift up anymore. I'll show you guys more when I take the whole interior apart and get to that. And then lastly here, apparently penises. Built to Perfection, it's a YouTube channel, guys. Frank was good. He was kind enough to send me this. No, I'm just kidding. He was sending me a sticker here from Built to Perfection. I always get it backwards. There it is, because the B's backwards, so it's kind of ass backwards. But that makes sense for him because he's kind of a dumbass. Love you, buddy. But thought that was cool. Thanks, man. But that's everything right now, guys. Enough of me rambling on. Let's start working on the MR2, and then I've got to fix the dump tubes on this car because I actually routed them incorrectly. All right, now that I've got this car back down the ground, I wanted to kind of show you guys this. So you can see my top dump tube here. I have it going over and it shoots there, which I don't think is right. I think it's supposed to shoot straight down. The problem is it's really tight, and if you can see, I don't know if you guys can even see that there. This right here, the distance between there is like a millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters. So I'm just worried about that banging and clanging. I might have to move this bottom wastegate again. We'll see here. I'm hoping I can get it to work, but right now I have it shooting out that hole there. And it fit with the downpipe the way I had it before, so we'll try it here. I'll see if this works. Hopefully it does. All right, guys, so I'm working on the car here now. I actually did a couple things here. Well, let's start off over here. So that looks good and all now, so now I need to order another one. No big deal. Now what I'm also messing with, you can see I have the one dump tube off there. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it, but it just turns out that the best way is to run this bottom one down here, and then the other one goes right through that hole there. So they're shooting both out. I've tried every configuration to try and get them to both fit down that one hole there, and it just doesn't work. So that's got to shoot down over there, which is nothing wrong with that. I don't care. I just wanted to make sure I had it routed right. I wanted to make sure, like, is there any possible way for it to? No, it doesn't. There's no way it'll fit there, if, ands, or buts. So it all has to go that way. So we're good to go. I got to bolt that back up. And God, I can't wait for this. 1 week, guys. We are exactly 1 week away now. When you see this, it'll be Sunday. You'll see the following video, which I'll have it posted by that coming Sunday then. Now it's time for the MR2. It's time to get this shifter cup in. Right on the front of this here, it has like little directions on it for you guys. It says remove the factory rubber grommet, which I'll show you guys in here. And you don't have to use a snap ring. Again, I'll show you guys that too. And then we'll put grease in it. So I use this Mobile One grease for everything. It works well. It doesn't need to be anything specific either, guys. Just something that'll be grease. I mean, like, this is red. It doesn't matter the color, just as long as it's synthetic. Like, these can be used for wheel bearing suspension. It'll pretty much never go bad, which is the best part about it. So, all right, let's start taking the interior part. This is the fun part, getting these stupid caps off. This is by far the worst part. So first things first, I have to take the old shift knob off here. Got the racing on. I switch between these two a lot, so I have my racing knob, and then Superclass makes a nice shift knob, which I can actually show you here. You get up. Oh, I hate taking this out every time. It makes my skin crawl each and every time. So see these little caps right here? You got to pull those off and behind their screws, which is actually easy. And then you got to, if you have one of these center console things, there's 2 at the top, 2 in the center. You need to pull out, and this pops right out then, because we're going to need to get to the shift lever here. And unfortunately, to get it all out, which you can see some of the red grease on there, that's the cup we're going to be replacing. To get that all out, there's only really one way to do it, and that's remove all of this to get to that. Kind of a pain, but that's just how Toyota did it. All right, guys, so I've got everything off here. Here's your shifter. I've got it loose. If you guys can see here, I'm going to show you, get in close and kind of show you guys what happens when you pull up and down the lever here. It kind of, see that, how much it's got this up and down. When you're going to shift, it's so weird, and it has so much play in it. And if you never had it before, it drives you freaking crazy. It has this loose feeling, and like you can lift up and out of it, because you can see the bulb tart is just open. The new one actually encompasses around it. Now it gives you enough so you can shift fully, but stupid design from Toyota again. It's enough to annoy the shit. You can see I got the red grease in there. So went ahead and took off this lever here and here. Next we got to take off these 4 bolts. We got 2 here, 2 back here, and then this will pull up. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, because pulling this up and out can be a bit of a pain, so take your time, be patient. I recommend wearing gloves because there is grease down here and it's going to get all over your hands. All right, guys, so the shifter is out now, so the only thing I have to do here is remove these snap rings, which literally just pop right out. You won't need to reuse these snap ring stuff, don't have to use, as this has its own little built-in cup. The one thing you'll notice too, with the new Superclass, it's 2 pieces, and I'll show you why here, but you can pull this off. I don't have my gloves on, but pull this up and out, and just replace the cup, and I'll show you them side by side. So here's the old one. You see it's 1 piece, and this is separate. Now see how the top of this is just open, so that shifter just sits down in. This clamps around this actual ball point here and holds it in place, so it can't move up and down. It's solid. Again, you don't need to do this. You won't need the snap rings. You will need the drop plate. So if you have this, you need to have their Superclass short shifter for this to work. You put this in, you wrap this around the ball first, put grease in it obviously, maybe a little bit around it, keep it from squeaking. Make sure to put down the OEM rubber bushing in the bottom, keeps it from squeaking and keeps it nice and tight. And then put it all back together. It's that simple, guys. There's nothing crazy to it, but this is kind of cool, and I love the fact that this is that little extra detail that makes your car feel better when shifting. And MR2, in my opinion, is one of the best shifting cars I've driven from a factory standpoint, just because how tight and nice it is, but this will make it perfect. This will literally tighten everything up to the point that it won't move anymore. All right, guys, so I started putting it all back together now. I can only record so much. I got that there, but got the shifter back in. And one thing I'm going to show you here, guys, quick is, look. Does not move up and down. It's like money now. Like with the short shifter and everything else, this is perfect. One thing I just had to do though, this piece right here was broken off. Like it would actually come completely off. I thought that was how it's supposed to be, but apparently it's actually part of the dash here. I was wondering why my center console was moving up and down up front. Well, there's nothing holding it. The only thing holding it was these small screws, which are actually start back here. So everything up front was just loose, and it was bothering me. Well, I found out why. So this is actually not on there tight. So what I did was grab some Toyota FIPG packing sealant and put a ton of it on there and just stuck it on. So I'm gonna let that dry for the next hour or so, and then put the center console back in, button this all up, and then take the car for a drive. All right, guys, now that I've got the shifter all done and back together, I wanted to show you guys how nice this is. We get the key out of the way and get my power cord out of the way. Took the took the wife out last night, so I was driving this. But this is what I want to show you guys. So before, like, you literally you could pull up on this. Now this is like solid. Like, it feels like it's mounted directly to the trans. It no longer feels like this is an off-trans shifter. What I mean by that is, it feels like you have like my T56 Magnum in here. Now, is it as short as that? No. But what I mean is, it feels so accurate. Like, there's no random play. Like, if I want to go to third, I go to third. And like, once it's in third, it's in third. Like, there's no play, there's no movement in fourth, fifth, reverse. Like, there's just no play anymore. I mean, obviously you go side to side, but money shifts now, guys. This is how it should have been from the start. Like, this makes it so much nicer. Very, very happy with the way this turned out, guys. If you need this, again, Superclass has this. I'll link it down below. It's amazing what such a small part can do to change the way your car feels. And if you're like me, the driving experience is the most important part. I've always said this, that the interior to me and things that you do inside of the car are more important than exterior. Yes, I want my car to look good, but I spend all my time in here. So it's important to me that this all looks good. This all works and functions well. There's no squeaks, there's no rattles, because that's what I physically have to deal with. Yes, the exterior matters because you don't want to be driving around a janky ass car, but you want everything that you have to visibly see all the time and deal with touch, feel, grab to be nice. That's my opinion. So that's that for today, guys. I've got enough to do here with the Super here later, but we've got one more video until the install for the turbo kit and we get to hear this thing run. I have one more video for you Thursday, and then this coming Sunday, I have the final install video for this car and we'll be able to hear it run. Beyond excited. I'm gonna spend the rest of my Sunday now watching some TX2K. It looks like right now, kind of boring, I'll be honest. All the GTRs running and stuff, they keep breaking and they're really fucking boring to watch. Like, the rear wheel drive, front wheel drive cars, and I've always said this, the most fun cars to watch to me are front wheel drive cars. Even though I don't like them per se, they just make no sense. So watching them try to go down the track like this because you're defying everything about drag racing, it just seems interesting to me. From a mechanical standpoint, it's really fucking stupid because you're putting power to the front wheels and physics says all the power is going to transfer, but that's beside the point. It's so fun to watch them go. And right now, the GTR stuff is just kind of, they all sound the same, they all look the same. I guess you could say the same about a Supra, but I don't know, just kind of boring right now. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna go finish watching some TX2K videos, get some speed video in. If you guys need anything, you know what to do. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Go follow the pages. Thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace! There goes a sight from my soul.